Hello, my name is Ramon Naula, and today I'm going to present my project for physical computing, which are called building lights. Building lights is a toy tool for kids to exercise their sensory skills. This is also a tool for parents to help their little ones with problems with sensory development. This tool can help grow their kids' cognitive skills, foster interactivity, as well as their own develop their own curiosity, which also should encourage experimentation and problem solving. This is a simple tool for the house that can be seen as fun, colorful, but not too sensory overwhelming. This is a simple block game and also a night lamp or a lamp. It's each it's a multisensory it's a multisensory tool. During my research and discovery, I focus and dive deeper into consumer research, market research, and educational research. These areas have helped me and navigate and understand better the community that I aim this tool to be used for. Some of the themes, for example, for the consumer research as what are the parents and children needs or motivations that could potentially be helpful for them when they use these tools. Some of them have a strong interest on how these tools can help increase their children attention span or exercise their motor skills as also like a form of sensory regulation. This is mostly helpful for kids for with that are like more neurodiverse. Parents often want information to be straightforward, so this often means that they expect to have a simple explanation of what the tool does starting from the packaging. Kids kid behaviors and play patterns is another area that I explored a little bit with some of the people that I interviewed that are close in my circle of like friends and family. Um, it seems that kid enjoy more open-ended system where outcomes are not completely fixed for them. They want to explore and they like this sense of reward. Even if rewarding means taking a cube and put it in on its base and it lights up. Kids explore a lot of things by touch, stacking, throwing, biting, and all their stuff. So the durability and the rounded edges should be a really good focus for this tool because one, round edges just means safety. Also the material means safety, and the durability just means that this could just last for a longer time. For the educational research, I jumped into two themes, sensory development benefits and also the cognitive and educational value that this tool brings. It seems that for kids in this area, repeated placement and stacking helps improve their tactile sensory skills, but also their sense of depth, which is the proprioception, which it helps them know where their body is in difference to an object that they're looking at. That's the summary for it. In other areas, well, for this, it seems that kids usually have positive reaction from predictable live reactions because this kind of tools support children with sensory processing disorders, mostly because it helps them focus and have this sense of reward when they are doing something, in this case, building. Cognitive and educational value. With toys like this, there are mixed with technology can naturally reinforce the idea of STEAM learning or like the early education of it. This creates a kind of a critical support for this form of problem solving and critical thinking development. It helps also regular kids focus in rhythm or like in movement and more and motor skills. This is my step by step of what I went through to get to this area. I jumped into certain areas, I jumped into certain other therapy sites for children. I jumped into the educational area and went into forums like Reddit and Facebook. And I came out with like some of these ideas for the project, which the main idea is a little more physically complicated to make, but I'm hoping that in the future I can just reshape this prototype to make it look a little more like that. On the second stage, or then this number two, I had a little bit more of a realization of mostly on how it will be physically made and how complex it can be. So the complexity was more like studied here, and I noticed certain things that could really, really help and to like apply this as a safety tool as well for kids to play with, to feel safe and create a safe environment for themselves. I noticed limitations as well because I was problem solving in creating the board frame. I learned a lot in this section and it helped me create the physical prototype a bit better because I got feedback from my peers, from my classmates to make it feel less of a product that can be used only for therapy, but to be able to make it feel like it's an actual toy or tool for kids to use at home. And the third part is like the very rough prototype, which is single LED light, which is pretty much worked properly. In this case, it seems like it's a simple area, which is great to start with. And after that, I broke it down apart into like what looks more like number two, which it has the areas with a coil in the base. And that will help pretty much create this magnetic field where like the LED lights will also have a coil and receive that energy from the magnetic field, which allows for me to create the magic of the cubes lighting up when they reach this circumference of energy. So instead of just touching the base, when you start to get closer to the base, it will be able to turn on, and you should be able to control the light, the brightness. Number four is the final prototype, or like not final, but the prototype. I've managed to like find a really good way uh, to create this in these plastic tools, this plastic size, which are like of the cubes, which is like I think it's like 3 centimeters or so. It's great. It's perfect for kids because it's not a choking hazard. It's safe, and also is they're able to hold it properly as well. And it's fun. They could play with this a little much easier. And what I did was drill holes in them so that the LEDs can fit, and it works properly, which I'm really happy for. Uh, which means that we're gonna jump into the next little section, which I'm gonna do a little live showcase of how a video of how the product works. So that's the base, and these are the cubes. The base has the coil underneath, and you can control the brightness of the coils, I mean of the lights through that switch in front. When you stack the cubes as well, you can tell how it lights up to two cubes. Um, I would love it to be able to get a little bit more higher, but that just means to complicate the the tool base a little bit more and make it higher in a way by creating some sort of wall or other things. For now, I wanted to show how it will eventually look just by itself, which so far it only has a six-ish centimeter radius. It's not really that much of what I expected it to be, but I should be able to find a problem zone for that without um, having to compromise the overall shape of the base, at least on the overall concept design of the base. And that's everything for my project. I hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a good day.